What's up guys, the AIRSOFTEK here. So today I'm gonna play a little bit inside a gearbox, so you know why not filming it. This is from my Raven Neo, right? I don't remember what's the model of it, but anyway it's fully custom right now. But you know, I just wanted to switch from that AIRSOFTEK MOSFET ETU whatever to that T238 just to try, you know, the performance in it, see how it goes and all that stuff. So you know, there's gonna be a small installation video for the T238 at the same time. And one thing that I really love about that build, it's gonna be, you know, I can use the gear ratio I want, because with the AIRSOFTEK one, you know, you rely on a magnet right on the sector gear, right there. I don't know if you can see it, but you have a small magnet right there, and that's how it detects the cycle and all that stuff. So you know, right now I can use you know, the gear ratio I want, the gears I want, and all that stuff. So that's pretty good. So for the ETU slash MOSFET, you know, micro switch, whatever, that's gonna be that guy, the T238. This is the for the version 2 gearbox, and this is the version 1.9. So you know, the basic one. So that's gonna be pretty much it. So that's gonna be into my Raven Evolution gearbox. Of course, I keep the same gearbox, and I'm gonna drop some really nice ZCI 13-to-1 gear set, right? So you know, the full auto gonna be a little bit higher. For the trigger, I go with the SHS T38, sorry, blue trigger. For the cylinder, I'm using a stock APS cylinder that has already cut out for around 450 mil barrel. The gun got a 380 mil barrel, so you know, you have a little bit of over volume into that build, but you know, I don't mind, you know, a little bit of over volume. It's better than under volume. So that's pretty much it. So I keep the stock tappet plate and selector plate. For the cylinder head, I go with the Crytek one because you know, it's just, you know, like one of the best. You have a nice pad in there, and also act, you know, like a seal. So when that guy is in, you know, it's super seal. And I wanted something, you know, like plastic, so you know, you don't have metal parts that bang in the front of your gearbox, right? So that's pretty good. For the air nozzle, I go with this is FPS soft air polymer, you know, like M4 air nozzle, and this is just the right length, I think. So let's go with that, right? Because the stock Raven Evolution one doesn't have a great seal with that cylinder head, so that's why I'm switching it. For the piston, I'm going with the SHS ultra lightweight 13.6 teeth. So you know, this is extremely durable, super solid, you know, really good quality and all that stuff. And you know, it's gonna cycle, you know, super fast, so that's really good. And I want to keep you know, the weight of the piston down as possible, so I did go with the CNC piston head, all polymer and all that stuff from Retro Arms. So you know, that's I don't like the color, you know, white, but you know, it is what it is. So you know, you have some nice bearings, you know, that's a super good piston head and super lightweight, so you know, there's nothing wrong with it. And for the motor, I'm gonna upgrade to a ZCI high torque motor, maybe, but you know, no, I'm not gonna upgrade the motor. What do I get in that gear? Yeah. So I'm gonna keep the motor I have, This is an SHS high torque motor, so you know that's good enough, right? Those are pretty much the same thing. So yeah, I'm gonna keep the motor, and I'm gonna put a ZCI delayer chip on there. You know, that's not too big, that's round, and that's metal, so that's pretty good. And yeah, and the 238. So you know, first thing first, I'm gonna grease everything. I'm gonna check, you know, if my piston, you know, like goes smooth in there. Okay, so now the gearbox is shim. You know, and this is inside bearing, right? So you don't want to tighten it too much, you know, because I mean, same for bearings, but you know what I mean. So you know. It just moves freely, and you don't have any wobble in there, and you know, I don't feel any resistance. You know, of course they make a lot of noise, but there's no grease or anything in there, so that's normal. So now I'm gonna slide them out, and I'm gonna start to install the T238. Okay, so now my gearbox is clean, so it's time to start to figure out how to install that guy, right? First time for me, so yeah, let's try to see how it goes. So first of all, you know, I don't need those two wires, right? Those are for gel blaster or whatever. So I need to snap those guys right off, like so. And that guy right there. So, job done. So now, before installing that guy, you know, you really want to make sure, you know, your gearbox is clean. There's no oil or grease left in there, you know. Anything that can cause problem to those MOSFET. So I'm gonna grab a sticker, and I'm gonna put it against those three guys right there, like so. So you can see, you know, those three, you know, like soldering for the connectors are protected, and you don't want to go over that guy right there. But you know, that looks nice, but it starts to poke a little bit. I'm just to make sure, you know, I'm gonna put the second one right on top of it, and like so. Yeah, that's way better. Okay, that's good. I don't know if that guy, we need to insulate that guy. So you know, why not just throw sticker in there, you know, you have nothing else to do, right? Just to make sure, right? I don't know if you need to put that one, but so yeah, like so. So everything's protected in there. So now let's throw that guy straight into the gearbox. I don't know if I like the black wires coming from there. I have no choice. Yeah, that's a little. Oh, I'm just gonna try to figure out how to put the wires right. But so it should go pretty smooth. I don't know if that guy gonna short, because it's right against right where the trigger is. And there's, you know, like no movement at all, you know, like it's there, or you know, like it's super tight in there, right? You cannot really move it or anything, so I hope you know, that looks decent, but it's like the bottom right there is a little bit down, I would say, but you know, that should be fine. That should be good to go. So don't forget the plastic washer, right, before screwing that guy in. Okay guys, so the ETU is in there, and the screws, for some reason, you know, like I tried a bunch of them, right, and none of them were working fine, so I don't know why. You know, when I removed the other guy right there, you know, it was super smooth and all that stuff, it was holding in there, and now, you know, for some reason, yeah, so yeah, I wanted to try, you know, if the piston is, you know, going freely in there, right, and what I found is those pegs right there, right, those guys were pushing against the micro switch, you know, black. So I'll remove a little bit of material. I'm gonna try to check if everything's fit nice right now. It's really pounding again against that, or is it something else? Well, that's all good. That was just the wire. But you know, I want to make sure. So yeah, you know, if you want to get that guy in there, and that was a MOSFET, that was a gearbox that already had an ETU in there, so you know, just keep in mind that you might have to you know, like, so that piston is not smooth in there, right? There's resistance, but that's from the piston, so you know, there's no problem there. Yeah, that's from the piston, I'm pretty sure. And it's not, yeah, it's a good amount of resistance. Kinda say, so I might have to just remove a little bit of materials in those guys, because side to side play is there. Yeah, I got a little bit of side to side play, so it's just a little bit too tight in there. So you know, that's always some things you have to do, especially if you want to run high stress build, right? So you know, as you can see, it's not really moving freely in there. You know, it catches it, and you know, I have a little bit of resistance, you know, like so. Okay, so now I remove a little bit of you know, like, of stuff in there, and you know, as you can see right now, the piston is moving pretty much freely, right? But you know, with those cut out, sometimes you know, they have hard time, you know, going in there correctly. So anyway, but now it's super smooth, right? No friction at all, nothing. So that's good to go. Another thing that was annoying in that build, but you know, I should have checked that straight out of the start, you know, and maybe grab another piston or whatever. But you know, those are speed piston. They have a little bit less of rate if you want, and sometimes they are a little bit clunky in there. And as you can see, you know, you see a little bit of so you know, that's gonna solve itself, solve the problem by itself, you know. At the end of the day, you know, I don't really care. So now we're ready to assemble everything, so I'm gonna throw everything inside and let's check how it goes. So that's what it looks like when everything is back together. And I just disassembled it because I need to remove a little bit on the selector plate, because you know, it's engaging, like right there it's in semi, right, and right there it gets into semi, and when I click it there it gets full auto. So I just need to remove just a little bit of materials around the selector plate. So that doesn't mean you will have to do that on your build, but for me right now I need to do that, so I'm just gonna do that quick and reassemble everything. Just did a little bit of modification around the selector plate, right? Not the big deal. Okay, so everything is back together, guys. And as you can see, that rifle is absolutely gorgeous, right? Insane. Yeah. The other side. Yeah. So you know, this is a really nice rifle. I like it. You know, that little nice blue trigger, speed trigger. Yeah, this is absolutely gorgeous. So now I'm just gonna do a couple of shots on the crony. So you know, again, this is not a DMR or anything, right? So 392, 393, 390, 400, 392, 395, 396. Oops. So there's a little bit of deviation there, but you know, it's not that big of a deal. But yeah, you know, for the T238, that's super snappy, you know. Yeah, I'm gonna disassemble and just show you, you know, the gun with the gearbox and all that stuff. But you know, super snappy. Semi full auto, you know, it's crazy. So that's, you know, just you know, like your good stuff. So yeah, so at the end of the day, you know, what I think of that T238 versus that AIRSOFTEK MOSFET, I think they are pretty similar, right? The T238 is cheap, and you have, you know, the option to use the gear ratio you want and all that stuff, and you know, that guy is a really basic MOSFET, you know, it shoots and that's it. So you know, being able to use the gear ratio you want, or use, you know, binary trigger or this or that, you know, it's pretty cool, right? So that's pretty much it for that. Other than that, you know, the quality is spot on, I would say. But I did a couple of modification, you know, so keep that in mind. You might have to modify a little bit your gearbox, you know, like mine. You know, those tabs that are on the other side of the trolley and all that stuff. I had to file that down. I mean, Dremel that down. I had to fire a little bit the selector plate because it was too wide, and you know, like it was detecting, you know, like the semi-auto right in there. But if I click it right there, it was turning on full auto. Now I modify it and it detected right there. So that's a small thing to keep in mind, you know. That's a super small job, you know. Of course I had to disassemble everything to remove the selector plate and all that stuff, but it is what it is. And yeah, so the gun is super snappy, you know. Safety works, right? Safety is good. Semi-auto, super snappy, no problem there. And if you turn it in full auto, you know, with those gears, of course it's crazy. But yeah, you know, the gun is just you know, like responding really well to that. Before, you know, recommending that guy, of course I'm gonna have to play you know, a couple of games with that, and you know, all that stuff, and you know, because if it just burned down on the first game, that's not gonna be on my recommended list. But for now, you know, I mean, for the price, you know, you can't really beat that, right? If you want all those advanced options, you know, that's not the MOSFET for you, but I think that's the budget king right now. So I hope you guys enjoy it. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. I hope you have a great day. That was the AIRSOFTEK, and I'll catch you in the next one.